All right, let's party. How's it going, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So yesterday I lied to you. Maybe it'll be mini painting today. I don't know. But I was like, you know what? I got this motherfucker for free yesterday. So I mean, free with air quotes. I did have to win a tournament, and then also there was like an entry fee. But you know, otherwise it's all good. I was like, how you doing, Shasu? Jose? I can do the Gonzalez part. I'm sorry. I'm very bad at pronouncing names. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing, Lana? On the YouTube side. And Scrotus, go on your own date. If you're on your date, you don't need to go to my stream. I mean, good luck. Good luck. But like, it's fine. If you have to miss out on that, on my stream for that, it's all good. Anyway, let me do a proper howdy to all the Twitch people. How you doing, Steve? Congratulations on your first. How you doing, Moss? How you doing, Baconator? How you doing, Nobody? How you doing, Scrotus? You know, go on your fucking date. How you doing, Matthew? And also, Supremely Noise. And how you doing, Zetai? And how you doing, Jay? I think I got everything. I mean, if you're going to watch my ass when you're on a date, at least show me to your date. Be like, you know, I have this really wholesome couple activity that we should try out. And it's twitch.tv/. No, I couldn't do that. I'm not much better, though, because I distinctly remember where one date I went on, the night ended for some reason with me showing this very nice lady the Spirit Science Human History movie, which I enjoy, and like, you know, that worked. That was apparently the winning move. But no, listen. I'm nothing but a quality marker of good taste. Yeah, so from what I understand, I don't exactly know super what a Gnarloak is. I've been out of the Age of Sigmar world for a while, but it was in my LGS's like super deep discount rack, and I got it. Oh, some cougar. No, this is like, I don't know what's the best way to say this because I don't think there's a way that I can say it without sounding weird. But explain. I've only dated people younger than me, and it's not like a conscious choice, and it's never by like a huge margin. It's only by like usually like 2 or 3 years tops. But it's always weird because like, I don't know. I've never got to experience the wonders of older lady. It just never happened. It just never happened. So the human. I guess I can explain spirit science. I guess. I don't know. I feel like there'd be at least one. The Lana's answer is what I was expecting, where it's like, I mean, it wasn't like, if I, to be fair though, if I was like, I only date younger women, then you'd be like, okay, that's a choice. I don't know, this is kind of a thing that's happened in my life. But, I got all my stuff today. I got my nice clippers for the actual stuff. I got my still pretty solid clippers for some things. Probably because I'm just gonna like cut out these like big noodly bits and then get the other things so I get a proper angle. The elf needs MILF. Well, once again, I'm in that department now where it's like, you like hags, huh? You mean women in your age group? But yeah, yeah, that's it at this point. Oh yeah, so I'm realizing, I was like, you know, I like doing cozy terrain stuff on I've been enjoying this for these Sunday streams. Now, the Age of Sigmar terrain I was working on, the Scaventide stuff, it's basically done, and like I do need to get back to that at some point. But I was like, you know what? I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it today. So let's make it real. Also, these are one of those like, I like these because they're just like the single blade ones that clip real nice, but they also like, because they got the flat nubs. Sometimes like reaching into the angles is going to be a little, this is also going to be like a little tricky. So bear with me. There was legitimately no thought that went into doing this. I just kind of winged it. Yeah, I mean, same. I mean, my like adopted mother was like 10 years older than my adopted father. It's really funny seeing them in earlier pictures together because my adopted father looks like a pool boy, and then she just looks like a woman. It's like good for her, I guess, and good for him. It was just very, very strange. Very, very, very strange. I mean, that age gap isn't particularly strange. It's just that like the just how young he looks was very funny. Hey, somebody, how you doing? I won a big evil tree in a tournament, so I'm going to build big evil tree. I like so many little side quests. Luckily, everything is in one sprue, so it's like it's a big model, but it also means I don't have to like really do a lot of searching. Now, do I expect this to take 2.5 hours? Maybe. It's distinctly possible this would take 2.5 hours. Oh shit! Hold on. I got distracted from what Steve was asking for earlier. There we go. First bit. Let's go. I usually try to get like a bunch of bits in one go. So I'll be. Oh yeah. No. See this. This is a pulsating like separate taint. This is an evil taint. For my tree. Which don't worry. I will. Like I would like to paint this guy on the stream at some point. I don't know when that magical moment's going to be, but. I gotta find peace. But yes. So it's over here. So spirit science. Spirit science is a. I'm a taint. I mean, I should just change my title to "How's it going, everybody?" Taint expert Hal here. As long as I say expert, not taint inspector, then people have to worry. People have to worry at that point. Oh, I'm gonna. No, the thing is, it's not an unseeable taint. It is a very sealed. It's a very visible taint, for sure. How you doing, Lars? How you doing? Welcome. Yeah, right now I only have the only active resin printer. I still need to fix mine. I also did see your message earlier, and I think all that's good to go. I think all that's good to go. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing good. Hell yeah. Today was one of those, like, I'm doing a bunch of errands and stuff. I guess I did that on Friday too. I had a lot of catch-up errands I needed to do. Like, I'm at that stage in my life to like, oh boy, I love taking time off to run errands. And that sounds like a joke, and that sounds sad, but part of me in my brain's like, oh, it's like, I love that. Love that. So, spirit science is from a guy. So, spirit science is like a crackpot internet person who does a lot of like wooey woo like crystals and like the ancient Lemurians were real, and like, you know, if you leave rocks outside they'll charge up on moonlight and they'll give you powers. That's notable because for like a couple reasons. One, they did a really cracked out movie called the Human History movie. Where like straight up there's like here's like an hour long like what's like the level of crazy this guy is on is in this guy's logic in the mythos of the human history guy. So there was Atlantis and whatnot, and then other people came to Earth besides the Atlanteans. One of them, and this is weird because, like, you know, usual mainstay of conspiracy theory, but also for some reason, like, okay, what's the best way to say this? In the I'll say it in Icarus, yeah, doing the normal. We are in real girl hours, but in this guy's mythology, the Jews are time travelers from the future who decided to go back in time to sort of like basically retake a class. But what's interesting is that they're not malicious. They're just there. Because usually that's the thing that like the weird, like, you guys kind of know that like the horseshoe theory of like kind of politics that like depending on like how like whatever you can kind of go like too far over the edge. Yeah, for some reason, there's something about, like, woo crystal people that, like, sometimes you go so far over the edge, you become into, like, I will never vaccinate my kids, and then also, like, weird other bullshit. Yeah, but what Lana's saying, like, otherwise in that human history movie, they don't get mentioned at all, which is good. But the other people from the future, are the, like, in there, are Martians, who were basically a male-dominated species that blew up Mars and then went to Earth to try to take over Earth and integrated themselves into human populations, and they ended up interbreeding, and that's why we have like fucking like the 13 ruling families or some shit. It's buck wild. There's that. There's a lady from Peru who pilots a spaceship under the pyramids in order to ward off aliens by giving them like energy sickness. It's a bonkers fucking thing. It is. Human History movie is so fucking bonkers. It's so absolute horseshit. It's the best. And how you doing, Fuber? How you doing? I think I've streamed it. If not, that might be something I need to do for a Human History night. Just a regular movie night. What's happening here? I'm losing my ability to speak. I'm talking about the insanity that is the Human History movie from the Spirit Science guys. Absolute unscientific horseshit, but like the most buck wild unscientific horseshit. It's so weird. And like it's like, oh, you know, crystals and everything will heal. Like the thing I love about this, like probably my favorite part, is that at one time, like you got like the Egyptian god Thoth, like, you know, I think he's got like an ibis head, you know, the like Egyptian god of magic, right? You're basically, and you're like, that's cool. That's a thing. Regularly, he name drops him, like, oh, I know this is true because the Egyptian god Thoth told me so. There's like. Totally casual. It'd be like if you said, like, you have you ever seen those things where it's like citing your sources and then it came to me in a dream? That's the level he's operating on. How you doing, Chieftain? I'm explaining to people what spirit science is. I have to. It's so good. It's so good, and like it makes me upset because also this guy is like ludicrously wealthy as well. Like, he's one of those people that was like when you become so crazy, you start selling courses and then you make a lot of money. He also does a really buck wild video where he compares, it's been a while. To be fair, Chieftain, it's been a while since it's got brought up. Garfield doesn't show up. He does straight up, and I'm not shitting you, have a video about Gurren Lagann. And like, it's been a while since I viewed it. Though stuttered. I would believe that, yeah. I still think to date the best part. So he has a video about like astral projection, and you're like, yeah, that's pretty like standard hippie shit. File all this bullshit. Actually, no, I need number 8 and 9. I want to get all this page in one go. But to date, my favorite thing, it's like, so there was a part of the spirit science where he does like typical like kind of like you know, like dream spirit walking whatever, and he's explaining things, and he's like, wait, does Thoth straight up have just like a fucking ooh face? I'm a god of magic, and what is this ooh? But at the very end, he's trying to show you how astral projection works, and he does like a little video. And mind you, all these are done in like a squeaky cartoon voice, and like I've not seen extra credits. But I've been told that this guy's work resembles extra credits by like a frightening degree. How you doing, Moira? I'm explaining spirit science to people because it's time everyone woke up and knew the truth. No, because it's that level of conspiracy bullshit that I enjoy. I always prefer that stuff where it's like definitely not good for your brain. Like definitely gotta keep that info away from like your craziest like aunt and uncle. But I always like that compared to like the conspiracies that are like way more like threatening and like you gotta do something horrible with it. Like, no, I like passive crazy, but also I have to imagine that the distinction these days is kind of a lot lower between the two. All right, there. All right, we got everything from page 1 snipped off. That's good. I'm gonna like set these aside in roughly the order they appear on the page. I gotta do some sanding. I also, I forgot that I had this. This is the G-Dubs mold line remover. Don't buy this. Don't buy this. It's not worth it. Like, it's not bad. Like, most G-Dubs tools, it's not bad. But, like, it was way too expensive for what it was. However, I bought it, like, 6 years ago at this point, and now I just own it, so I might as well use it. It really is. From what I understand, the idea is this was made so that way G-Dubs could sell, like, you can't sell a knife in apparently like a UK kids like book. Like you can't sell knives to children in the UK. So they made this. That is what I was told. I'm willing to believe that's entirely horseshit. Like, you know, as one does. It's kind of good for my case though, because I can just like kind of use it willy-nilly on the stream and not have to worry too much. I understand that like everything else is better, or like at least comparable, but you know, it's fine. I don't have to. I do have an X-Acto knife. As usual, like I use X-Acto knives all the time, but for some reason, whenever I use them on stream, I'm always like, I don't want to do this. What if I cut myself on stream? That's my greatest fear, probably, as a VTuber. It's just like what if I bleed my own blood live? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it, and I don't think I ever will. But I would be lying if I said that the fear wasn't there. It's very weighty though. This is a very weighty thing. Also, you get those ASMR squeaks that like you guys told me you wanted horrible ASMR squeaks. You told me that. That was not given to me in astral projection, right? How you doing, Joseph Book? How you doing? Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Is like it's I think a lot of people have, like, you just end up with G-Dubs tools sometimes. How you doing, Chuyong? Yeah, I guess. I mean, I could do that, and technically, I could even just like file a lot of this. As you can just take how many extra thin? Fuck out of nubbin, and I just like smooth out the nubbins. I've been using extra thin a lot more for just like spot welding and stuff. Something to sell pair. Oh, I can see that selling to parents. Like, you don't want to give your child a knife for their warhams, but what if you got them a $20 hunk of metal that does feel, it is very nice and heavy. I do like that. I do like how it feels, but like I would never, if you, it's the same way that like I have the Games Workshop priming stick. I would never suggest to literally anyone else to ever get that priming stick. Love showing off this priming stick. So I've had this priming stick also for like a year, and this thing is gonna look horrible, right? All right, so I want to show you this. Spirit dude. No, I did it on first date. I don't give a fuck. I'm also alone, so like, you know, take what advice as you will. But check this out. This is what happens when you use the priming stick for 6+ years without ever like removing the paint from it. So the idea originally was you're supposed to take little rubber bands and tie them around the sides. But I don't do that because it sucks. That method of putting things on bases is fucking terrible. What I do use is I use blue tack. And if you spray paint enough blue tack, it just becomes lumpy. Like one of these days, I want to save this for like a special occasion and just like cling. I just want to like put this in like super clinger and just like wash off half of it. How you doing, Hercus? How you doing? About Minecraft, hell yeah. It's got that fucked up, like, if I did like a slick blood paint, this would be a really sick, like, evil rib cage thing. Oh yeah, this is also just like a lizardman weapon too, yeah. It's now noticeably heavier because of the layers and layers of paint and blue tack. Like, not enough that it like impedes my usage of it. It's kind of like, oh yeah, this definitely got some weight more to it. It's got definitely got some extra weight to it. Squeaking. you must justify your worth. Funny little device I got from G-Dubs. Oh yeah, the paint. I mean, their painting handles aren't bad. It's like it's my usual thing of like Games Workshop stuff is never like, a lot of the stuff isn't bad. It's usually the issue is it's overpriced. Like if they sold basically all their supplies, but they just kind of like cranked the amount of dollars like back by like maybe like 20%, I would consider them to be like I would be more willing to like recommend them to people, but they don't, so I won't. So. Also, at the end of the day, this is going to be an evil, fucked up tree, so if there's any extra, like, nubbly texture, bullshit, whatever. Recently, I've been just, like, after I file stuff, I'll just do, like, an incredibly stupid thin layer of Tamiya extra thin. And I'm sure later, I'll probably go back and, like, even do a bit more. identifying. Also, we're also doing a Shiba Yun Records playlist tonight. Something a little different. It's Toho Bossa Nova. They do Toho Bossa Nova stuff, which I really, really like. Yeah. See, I can also understand that too if they're like, yo, we have basic tools, but like if you want, do you want a Death Guard primer stick? Yeah, here you go. But they don't. They're like, here's Games Workshop glue. That'll be $8, and it's the shittiest glue you've ever seen. And you're like, why did you do that, Jesus? And the answer is because they can. The usual G-dubs formula. Yeah, and like, I mean, there's like, so like their like spray paints are fine and their paints are fine. The reason I've moved, basically, I very rarely use G-dubs paints. I've almost moved entirely away, and that's just because I do not like the form factor of their tins. Little pots. I do not like the pots. I've been a big I don't know. I've like trying to get me to sniff glue live on stream. I see how it is. I see how it is. I see what you're doing. Yeah, I think, yeah, sometimes I do think they try to do the whole, like, we're the Apple of wargaming, but it's also weird when you're both the Apple wargaming and the, like, Microsoft of wargaming? I don't know, like the most default basic bullshit of wargaming. When you had the Tesco of wargaming. I don't know. I don't really know a huge amount about Tesco. I'm in the US. Yeah, oh yeah, there we go. That'll be when I just fully give up on trying to do anything fun and creative, and I just become Warhammer content man number of like 492, where it's like I rank all the G-dubs glues by smellability, and I just do that, and that's when you know that the light has gone from my eyes. Do I have the worst combat patrols? Like a tier list, or you mean just like off the top of my head? I haven't bought a combat patrol in a hot minute. I usually buy those, like, if I'm buying anything dumb, I'm buying those, like, FOMO boxes, because they are generally, like, a decent deal for, like, you know, G-dubs terms, and also because, Squid Bucks from all you guys, sponsored, going to my wonderful my wonderful sponsor, Collectible Squids. My wonderful sponsor, Collectible Squids, that does ease the hobby burden quite a bit. So those boxes are way easier to do. Well, if you decide to read every Horus Heresy book, good news is that you will basically have enough material, probably until 2020, like mid 2026, if not late 2026. Yeah, also if you want to drink the Linux of mini wargaming. Okay, it need to be free. It would need to be modular. I would almost say historicals broadly, like just if you go entirely off stereotypes for historicals, where like the games are really good, and there's like a billion different flavors of what you want, but also it's repellent to your average person, and a lot of people just don't want to bother with it. I'm gonna say probably just historicals in a broad thing, because like, I mean, we could argue about individual games, but it's like, oh yeah, do you want like bolt action or pillage or whatever? That would be all the different like flavors of Linux, I think. If we want to look for really dumb, goofy metaphors. Yeah, my other sponsor, Shiloh. That is really funny, realizing that, like, indirectly I work for another VTuber. In the very most indirect sense. Like, Shy Lily has no idea who I am, and that's fine. That's totally fine, but it is, like... still just, like, a very funny little quirk. How you doing, Robert? How you doing? Welcome. Blood Angels. That might be true. But that also requires you to play Blood Angels, so I don't know. No, I don't need to be mean. Actually, I'm, like, reasonably okay with Blood Angels. I don't particularly, like, super hate any Space Marine chapter. I'm just kind of neutral. So, Shy Lily owns, like, either majority stake or, like, co-ownership of Gamer Subs, which is a drink sponsorship that I'm signed on to, who are very nice people. Some of it even their stream. Yeah, that is the funny thing about being a VTuber. So, like, you know, I'm out and about. I'm just chilling. And, like, you know, every now and then, I will just see somebody I know or I'm aware of just, like, full-on naked. I'm like, huh. That's a thing. That's a thing. Because it's, like, it's weird because, like, it's, I don't know if I'd say, maybe, like, coworkers is definitely wrong term for that. Maybe a good idea. Like, definitely, like, peers. Like, I guess, like, if you're, like, in, like, school or something together, be kind of like that. Yeah. Oh god, I would say I would like to go Twitch days, but I'm also very much on the I want to get like a. I need more clout before I feel like I could go to TwitchCon. I'm getting like so much powder. Okay, I'm gonna probably vacuum some point this week. Acquaintance works, but it's I think the problem with acquaintance is that like I need like more of a connection than that. Yeah, but I mean that's because if you go to a YMCA, you're gonna see like the oldest Polish man show you his balls. He's not doing it directly. You're in the locker room, so he's allowed to show balls in the locker room. It's because he's talking to another man who is also in his 60s about how much they enjoyed their jog today. That's just what happens in the YMCA. My family used to go there a little bit, and I distinctly been like, oh, okay. And I get it because like the older you get, the less you give a shit about your body. Where it's just like, yeah, like there's a certain, because like, you know, I have a respectable level of shame. So I'm gonna say like let's say in theory I'm walking down the road and like I get hit by a laser beam that disintegrates my clothes. I'm not gonna have a good time. That's not gonna be a good day for me. Those people wouldn't give a fuck. Also, Mr. Marge Simpson, thank you for the follow and welcome to the workshop. Wait, so is the implication that you are wanting to steal Marge Simpson from Homer and thus become like the like her partner, or you're like the male version of Marge Simpson? Either way, howdy. I'm currently building a big evil fuck off tree. Yeah, it's either like there's like a level of like you have to be super confident in your appearance, like you have to be like, yeah, no, I'm real fucking spicy, or you just reach an old stage where like you don't care at that point. Read my fanfic. I read every fanfic. there is how fanfic out there. I don't know if any of it was like ever properly archived in like any external service or whatever. I think it was just stuff that other people have written. I do know it exists and I have read it before, and it is very spicy. It's all very spicy. Practical demonstration. Haha, you wish, nerd. Oh, you were originally Mrs. Marsh. Oh, okay. You got name sniped. That's unfortunate. How you doing? I guess I can call you Marge then. How you doing? You know, people are writing spooky fanfics about me. I wish they would. That would be the best. That'd be great. Get this nubbin. I mean, it's kind of weird because the way they angle these, I'm assuming this is 3. This could be 2. No, this is 2. This is absolutely 2. There we go. Oh, no. No one's writing that. No one's writing that. At least I don't think so. I wouldn't even particularly want it anyway. Wait, when you say how are you, are you implying that like I'm doing the punching or someone else is doing the punching? Because those are very different scenarios. Those are very, very different scenarios. How's the killer creepypasta reading win? Someday. Someone else. No, I don't. I mean, neither one of those existed. But no, I don't know why I even asked you to clarify then. I think I just thought it would be fun. I care enough about how you look. Hey, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, caring about your body enough to work out is very good. You know, that's a very noble and nice thing to do. You only get one of these. You might as well treat it right. Hell yeah, let's go. Meanwhile, I am definitely like 30% microplastics. How you doing, Mittens? How you doing? I'm actually not painting a model today. I won this big fucker from a Turnip 28 tournament. So I've been building on this. I'm building this guy. Yeah, it's been a bit. How you been doing? Have I read the the Gur meat tree? Delicious meaty trees. So have I read any of the creepy 40k books? I guess that's what you mean. I don't know. I basically Peter Fahevari. I've read all of his books. I guess they're like generally in the 40k horror section. And they're pretty good. I do like those. I do like those quite a bit. Yeah, it's the tiny little Mentium, something like that. Name of the flower. I actually, the thing is, it's a genuinely very, very nice song, but I hate what meme culture has done to it, where the song, most people listen to it with that like stupid like trap remix, which is just the song with the fucking like Fissa North Star quotes just kind of shoved into it. Oh, I hate the rage deep inside my body for that. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna eventually become like a full full crystallized like mummy thing. It seems like this. We have like no clear connection points. What's happening here? I promoted. Oh, okay. Sorry. I think I did the same roller coaster where I was like, oh shit, promotion. Oh no, that is unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think anyone on like what's the best way to say this? I have no issues about anyone being a vegan, but I do think being a vegan requires a level of societal stability that I cannot imagine most 40k zones have available. Where do I from the Is there a second part to it? Oh my god, I'm stupid. Oh, there's 2 gigantic fuck off big tree parts. Okay. I didn't get the right big fuck off tree part. That's easy enough to fix. It's like none of these line up. What's happening here? It's this big fuck off tree part. Okay. Oh yeah, like yeah, that's true. If you're like a noble or something like that, like or like maybe like part of the ecclesiarchy, you could probably get away with having a very specific diet. But otherwise, nah, you're getting the same recycled sludge calories that everyone else is getting. If you're living it good, you're getting grux. If you're not, you're getting the fucking corpse starch. Yeehaw, let's go. Real immune disease. Oh, you got the. He said he thinks it's from mycoplastic. Oh god, that sounds fucking awful. Oh, all that sounds real fucking bad. Hang in there, yo. Definitely gotta hang in there. Yeah, the delicious corpse starch. Simulation of existence. Yeah, I think at the end of the day too, it's like you gotta have fun with your existence. You gotta make this existence fun because that's the only one you get, I think. Unless John's spirit science is right, and then there's like crazy like spiritual reincarnation. But you know what? I'm not gonna assume that John's spirit science knows anything about like anything at all. I'm gonna assume that info in that man's head is just a void. It's gonna cause this entire section off, isn't it? Oh yes, this is all hanging on by a leg joint. I will say, usually when it comes to why did I choose to assemble miniatures? Oh, like as opposed to painting or just in general? I usually do mini painting, but I've been doing a lot more terrain adjacent things. Not as like it previously wasn't like a real conscious decision, but today I was like, you know what? I recently won this thing. And I would like it to be ready. Like, I would like to do something with it. I want to build it. Also, there's like part of the thing, like the part of the tournament was winning like a little tiara as well. And I do think at some point I wanna like integrate that with this thing as well, but I don't know when that's gonna be. Also, that off. Ooh. That's a good question. Post the image in Discord, but then post the request in the October thing. I think that's the way to do it. Yeah, it's funny because I have to imagine that guy. I don't know like what connection that person has to extra credits. Like I don't think it's like the extra credits guy going off of shit on spirit science. There we go. I just think that he probably was like, oh, this is like a fun way to do animations. There we go. You and the you'll I don't know. It's hard to play chicken with hiring like that sometimes. Sometimes that can backfire. I crave the rat dust though. The rat dust is the best part. This is what I'm talking about. It's like I like those other clippers better. These are like brand new clippers, but these are also like I like keeping a set of like the $20 like God hand clippers. I just like keeping those around. They seem to come in handy quite a bit, and they're nice. Oh, okay, it's got like terribly too small. Nothing. I also have that thing too where I'm like, I see all the mold lines and I remove them, and then I prime the thing. I'm like, oh god, these are hideous, invisible. Scream, panic. Oh, okay. So it's one of those bosses. I have been in places like that before where like my boss is like, yeah, you know, like if you need me for a reference or something, let me know. Because yeah, it's usually not like the highest tier boss. It's always like someone who's like barely above me. Like like before working for the guild, when I was working like at this I was doing stuff for a small human company, just doing stuff, and a lot of people there didn't like it because they paid us like shit. But prior to that, like that was the first place I got hired at out of neatdom. So it's like, oh, thank God, a job. Like I was just jazzed not to be wallowing in like no money. The sprue for basing? I don't know. I mean, I do have plenty. The thing is, I do have plenty of sprues. So it's not like I need any one particular one for any terrain project thing. I do see what you mean, though. It is a big ass sprue. It might also predate extra credits too. I know so little about extra credits, the web show. I really like. There's a lot of these like long-standing pillars of like internet stuff. Yeah. Yes, it's same. Even like part of me kind of wants to leave the guild sometimes, but I also it's like everything else is pretty rough, and I also want to make sure I have enough time to like the guild has many flaws to it, but one thing I do like is it like gives me a lot of like, you know, time to do shit like this. Like I wouldn't want to do like one of those like, yeah, you're constantly on the move, and then also like you got to do like a lot of like mandatory like off work functions and stuff. I would hate it. Like anytime the guild is like, we should get together and do a thing, I'm always just like internally like, no, you don't understand. After hours, I disappear into my autism well, and I do not wish to interact with any of you. You're all nice, but no. How you doing, Zekro? Welcome. Yeah, right now especially, because I think we're kind of in like a dip, something like that. Think about Harlequins and Night Lords. Night Lords I generally like. I've been reading The Red Tithe, and it's been cool seeing them again, even though I know we're at that point in the book where they're getting like a couple of wins, but I know the Carcharodons are just going to start like clapping their ass because like, as a Word Bearers enjoyer, you know, I know what it's like to be a group of people that are forever in the jobber chair. It's just what happens. Night Lords are cool, but they are the easiest jobbing Chaos faction. It's them, Word Bearers, and then maybe sometimes Iron Warriors, depending. Mostly just because they show up in a lot of books. Yeah, it's what happens when you're fans of war. Well, the thing is, like, I actually don't even think the Night Lords is a Worf scenario. It's that specifically they're like cool, intimidating, but like they're supposed to be like cool and intimidating if you're like a guy. Like if you're just kicking around, just like as like a regular member of the Imperium, Night Lords are gonna make you shit your pants. If you're like another Space Marine chapter, they're gonna be like, we're gonna fucking like hit them directly in the penis, repeatedly forever. Oh yeah, I mean it's usual for like Marvel stuff. I ain't doing drug light. Yeah, where it's like just like, I don't want to cure cancer. I want to make dinosaurs. It's just that kind of thing. See, yeah. Oh, I think I've seen have like a decent run in a couple of things. The thing that cracks me up is that the more I was actually the more I read 40k stuff, I actually find that AdMech are in the same portion of the factions as Harlequins for me. Where prior to reading the books, I like them a lot. But now, if I see them show up in a book, I do not like them. Every time Harlequins show up in the book, they're like, oh, tiddly me, answer me this riddle 3, Imperial. We do the dance between twilight and dusk. And just like spin around and like everyone and just get like fucking murdered. It's like, oh, please shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up. Cool murder clowns is a great idea, and I don't mind the whimsy, but every time they're like, oh, what is cold and has 3 holes? Me after you shoot me with your bolter. Oh, it's like that. I mean, I'm joking for comedic effect, but like not a huge amount. How you doing, Deacon? How you doing? Welcome. Yeah, I'm not gonna listen. I've been reading, listening to the listening to the fucking Adeptus Ridiculous one about the War to Beast stuff, and I'm assuming that's mostly true. I'm like, apparently somebody, like the other day somebody was like, yeah, no, it's pretty fucked up if you get caught by orcs, they'll turn you into human cattle. And I was like, oh yeah, I mean, compared to the Imperium, that's kind of whatever. But I'm also realizing, like, now that I've learned that that's a War of the Beast thing, like, oh, that's just like particularly weird. Like, I don't think any faction really gets any, like, I don't think you should take any War of the Beast characterization for any faction seriously. So I'm like, oh, that makes sense why this feels so bizarre. And like, well, I'm still standing by my statement that, like, you know, even when they're like, oh, the orcs are turning man into cattle, whoa, like, compared to, like, yeah, servitors exist, bro. You do know that, right? Like, it's like, and I say bro isn't like the people who are writing the book, like, yeah, the Imperium does, like, worse shit, like, on the regs. On the regs. So it's like, yeah. Yeah, so I forget, so I might have only seen them in, let's see, I think them every now and then, but the thing I remember the most about the Harlequins is them showing up in the Fabius Bile books, where they are there sometimes just to be annoyances and just kind of flitter in and out of the plot. They're like really, I don't know. I understand that they're trying to like taunt Fabius Bile and do some like, we're doing some like real big brain prophecy shit. But every time they're just kind of like I said, like there's a reason I give them like my mischievous wizard voice, because they might as well be. They might as well be that same level. Dare you into my whimsical realm? Like, it might as well be that every time I've seen them show up in the Fabius Bile series. How you doing, Big Buck? I am. I'm also... I did the very fun trick today, too, of right before stream is like, so if you ever get one of these and they clog, like if you ever get plastic glue with the tube and it clogs, the pro strat is you remove the tube with, like, tweezers and you light it on fire. I kid you not. You take a little like one of those like long like lighters, like with the long tube part of it, and you burn out the dried up stuff in there. I mean, you know, as usual, proper ventilation and whatnot, but it does work, and it's quite nice. Yeah, outside, nah, in my sink. In my sink means that, like, if anything bad happens, I have an immediate source of water. But oh god, no. I'm using gloves and I'm using tweezers to hold. It's fine. Don't worry. I'm taking that precaution. I got my nice respirator mask and everything. I'm all nice and set. Frozen 2 more to a spiritual. Oh god, I haven't looked at his new shit for a while. The Spirit Science guy, I get like a very specific taste for it, where I'm just like, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling Spirit Science right now. Yeah, I actually, it's funny, in 2025, this is the most I've ever used fire in my mini painting projects. I previously used fire to burn some of the edges for the cheesecloth I used for like ropes and stuff. It is just very, very funny. Just like how often like fire is just now, like, it's not like a main part of my like arsenal, but like I do have fire in my repertoire now, like whenever I feel like it. Tau versus. Oh yeah, that I think I only saw a little bit of that Tau animated. Did that album run out? Fuck. Oh shit. Here, okay. Oh, these are all really short. Okay. Luckily, the Chiboyan Records have like a billion albums, so it's not like we're gonna run out anytime soon. Yeah. Oh, I can see fire in FDM printing. That's true. Like, I could see that working. Yeah, I saw a little bit. I think I always saw the end of that, the Tau thing. I think it's because I was watching someone else watch it. I was like, oh, this is neat. I do not have Warhammer Plus. Every now and then I'll look at the models you get for Warhammer Plus. I'm like, oh, these are neat. But like, I've never like quite had the urge to like actually like subscribe to that. I'm gonna be real. I think G-Dubs is doing its services backwards. I feel like Warhammer Plus should be like on another streaming platform as a loss leader, so you could be like, hey, look at cool Warhammer stuff, instead of them going like, hey, buy extra Warhammer stuff, you Warhammer pay pig fucks. And it's like, it's like very, I am using the knife a little bit for this. Bullshit. It fudged in there. Yeah, the fan animator thing is also kind of a weird point as well. Like, I'm glad the Astartes guy is getting some work with them, but like, yeah. And like the secret episode, the secret level Warhammer one was like it was fun. Like, I mean, it was like nothing special. I did see somebody else showing, it was the Iron Within. I think it was the 3D animated one that was done like right either before or after that Tau one. And I do gotta say that one was fun. I'm assuming that nobody's ever gonna get Warhammer Plus, and it's not like this plot's like a real big deal. It's pretty much like you're on this Imperial colony, and Dark Eldar start showing up, and they start fucking shit up. How you doing, Metal Guard? How you doing? Welcome. I'm spoiling Warhammer Plus material. And there's sort of like an inherent cultural like summon the Space Marines, and they'll come and save us. And eventually the Dark Eldar are fucking some shit up so badly that they do. And the problem is, which you probably get from the title kind of gives it away, that what they end up summoning are Iron Warriors. And so, pros, the Iron Warriors definitely start the Dark Eldar. Cons, Iron Warriors. That was pretty neat. Yeah, it's reasonably nicely animated, I think. Yeah, the army. Yeah, the thing is, like, I don't know. New Recruit does the army building stuff for me as well, but that's also assuming I'd ever play like 10th edition, and I don't have the strongest desire to, so I don't need that. Second semester trades. Hey, let's go. Congratulations! Hell yeah! Nice. But yeah, there's like, I think Iron Within has some like reasonably good animated bits. It's weird because like the animation quality of like that's another thing too with the Warhammer Plus. I actually like a lot of those. If you're like, okay, we're releasing these animated things for YouTube for free, I'd be like, cool, okay, you know. Some of the like the ones that are a bit more cartoony, where it's like, oh, clearly they don't have like a huge budget for this, and that's fine. But that would be more fine if it was like, yeah, this is like a free little thing we're doing. And I do think like the free mini's not bad. I think it technically, like, if you just wanted that free mini, it kind of pays for itself, but it's also like, you need a free mini? If I should zoom in a bit. I did a little bit. I guess I'm just filing it. Not like the biggest issue in the world. Hey, how you doing, Mugrin? Welcome. How you doing? You're on the YouTube side now. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. I've tried to use it for and part of me, the cynical part of my brain is like, do you think they did that on purpose? Like, do you think 11th edition is going to be like, we've heard you. You said that the game is too for babies. We're going to make it not for babies, and it's really just going to be an elaborate ploy just to bring that system in, so that way they can get so that way they can kind of like kick out like New Recruit and everything. Because I was trying to get some stuff for Horus Heresy like put together, just so I could like fuck around in there. Let's see, off at eBay auction. Hey, let's go. Oh, the Inquisitor one looked cool. He was the one that has like the guy that's like mostly a megaphone. I did quite enjoy that. That was a very good mini. Oh, getting a lot of the Angry Tree at a good rate. Oh god, the armor angles is a little annoying though. I've been enjoying it, but also I remember my my Chaos Spawn got into a tussle. Oh, the boner skeleton. My Chaos Spawn got put into a tussle with a Dreadnought, and per the rules, there was no way it could ever disengage from that fight. So I was like, well, I guess my guys will just never get out of here. That was technically my bad because I totally like misunderestimated. Like, oh, Dreadnoughts have armor 12 from the front, don't they? My guys are strength 5. I see this unit labeled heavy support is actually pretty bad at heavy support. That's fine. Customer facing the GWs. Yeah, that's like Nintendo. Like, Nintendo's a very weird company where like if they didn't do a lot of the fucked up shit, a lot of the things they do is kind of neat. Which is like the most like, yeah, obviously. But I mean, you like. Oh, okay. So now I'm switching over to this one. I think this piece might be 9. Find out. Eventually I'll find the magical angle that these like stupid tree bits fit. Yeah, okay, this is totally it. Let's go! Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I need that. Ah, there we go. I do think they're probably going to bring back the psychic phase. It's like especially if you go by the idea that like 40K now uses Age of Sigmar as a test bed for weird rules changes. I fully believe that's probably going to be a thing. Funny politician. I feel like the one he was talking about his like possum kills or something like that. He was killing some critter and put that on like his like thing. Vaguely what I recall. I like Tommy extra thin, but I find that like it's not as good for like a big old fuck up thing like this. Ox kills. Ah, there we go. Okay. What did I think? I think it's because in my brain, ox are so big that that's a crazy huge thing to brag about killing. There we go. There we go. Okay, here we go. File this up and stuff like that. For the rules, that's another phase. You're fair. I mean, understandable. I think the problem is, like, Warhammer is both, like, a vibes thing and a rules thing. So, like, on one hand, I feel like a lot of people probably don't give a shit, but a lot of people who do give a shit are really vocal about it. So I could see G-dubs just trying to, like, throw them a bone, maybe. We'll find out. I think, isn't supposedly, like, 11th edition should be getting announced soon just by the, you know, the usual yearly release cycle. It would be interesting if they made, like, if they kind of stretched it out, like, a little bit. But then there's less shit they could sell, so I don't know. Oh yeah, just slightly bigger than possums. You know, they're like, what is an ox but just like a funny possum? It's like not as much tail, really. Yeah, Dark Mechanicum would be nice. I'm still personally would more like I like how Heresy does stuff where they kind of do like a big box of like a bunch of different sub factions. Like I would much rather love like an Agents of the Imperium for Chaos that was like Dark Mechanicum, Traitor Guard, and some other bullshit. How you doing, Roses? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, and then Exodites will probably never. I have to imagine they'll never do Exodites now because like the fact that you could use Lizardmen from the Seraphon range. And G-dubs would never let you. G-dubs hates the idea of armies that you can kind of like use both. Okay, there we go. Okay, I gotta go back into the clipping mines. Yippee! Let's go. How you doing, Chugster Chi? Classic hell moment. Monday. Monday. Brass rods. Ooh. Huh. You're doing like some like real hardcore on yours. Yeah. Oh, they definitely could. Yeah, G-dubs. I mean, you know, the G-dubs can and will fuck up everything. So like, there's no reason to assume they're not going to do that. Oh. Inco Whorehound. Is it one of those ones that's like extremely super licorice? Like getting some like it's not candy, but like has anyone ever had Moxie the drink? This is weird because you're like, you got some Moxie in you, kid. Like, I forget if Moxie came from the drink or if it was like the drink was just named after that. But it was, God, that was like the most bitter licorice fucking like drink I've ever had. Like just imagine carbonated licorice, and that's basically what Moxie was. It was fucking awful. Oh, well, did not like it. Okay, it was named after saying that definitely makes sense. Right, hold on. I think these instructions are lying to me. This is definitely 10. This is definitely that. Oh, there's like a rope. I imagine like every single one of these like plastic ropes is gonna snap at some point. So it's worst case, I'll just give it some chains. It won't be a big deal. How you doing, Lord of Bones? How you doing? Welcome. I was like, you know what? Fuck painting, and I decided to build a mini today. I think it's still nice though. It's the same Zatsu content, but you just get to see a big tree come to life in real time. Number 11. This one is not bad. I actually think that the mainline G-dubs instructions are totally serviceable. It's once you get into the Horus Heresy realm where the instructions just become like unintelligible madness. Yeah. Oh, that's the thing too. Like what Chu Young's saying. Like, I think G-Dubs has even been on record. They're like, yeah, we can't really do Space Skaven because like Skaven also have a bunch of niches because of the clans, but specifically the Skaven niche of like Horde Army, with like pretty good rate, like Horde Army, where the idea is that the Horde is to support it. Like Tyranids do a Horde Army, but their idea is just like throwing waves upon waves of dudes at you to like drown you in melee attacks. But like the Imperial, like the Skaven Horde is you release a bunch of assholes who are going to die so that your cool range attacks will live. And Guard does that. Guard already has that shit. So like a lot of armies and stuff is based on like aesthetics and whatnot. But they also don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't mind them having their own things, but I do believe some things should overlap. Like I know G-Dubs doesn't like the idea of like demons being cross-compatible, but I think that's bullshit. I always thought that was the fun bit, that the demons were the same. That there were like Slaanesh and Nurgle on both sides. I always thought that was fun. But G-Dubs doesn't like it that somebody theoretically could buy a bunch of Chaos Demons, and they're like, oh, this army works for both games now. They hate that. They hate that with every fiber of their being. But like, you also can't remove demons from 40k. It's also kind of interesting. So one thing that I do notice when the more and more I read 40k books with demons in them, how, like, outside the ones where like these demons are specifically like for a god, there are like very consistent, like they're always kind of like black, like kind of like oily, kind of like black and gray, kind of like, I almost kind of mentioned black and white in a weird way. They have like really animalistic features. There is like a really common setup for those. Let's just say, have yourself a good night and take it easy. Oh yeah, if you're feeling woozy, I definitely lie down. So like, I do wonder if there will ever be a time where G-Dubs is like, okay, well, we can regulate all the Chaos Demons to like the do not play piles for each of the Chaos Gods, and then release like the new Chaos Demons, which are more in line with the ones they mentioned in like the Horus Heresy and like various like non-god aligned descriptions. There's kind of like neutral demons of chaos, but they're all kind of like these like kind of like, I probably using the same design language as like the accursed cultist from 40k as well. So probably something kind of like that. I don't think they will, and I don't even necessarily think that's a good idea, but I almost wonder if that's like a kind of intention that they wanted. They want to kind of shift to that, like that is the default tone of a 40k demon if it's not actively being employed by like a chaos aligned warband of a specific god. Oh yeah, the Dark King thing too. Yeah. You can't really do that. You can't really outskaven the Imperium already's got that shit locked down too. Probably just at this point, people like, people are just like, okay, I'm just gonna take like Guard, or I'm gonna use Guard, Mechanicus, just various other factions. There's 6 Skaven heads on there. The Mechanica Skaven stuff I've seen does look pretty sick. I think I've generally liked the way all those have looked in the past. Those are neat. Luckily, about that point, there's less mold lines than I was expecting. Just gotta do like I do really rough shitty. If you're ever wondering like really clean filing and whatnot, I'm not that guy. But I also tend to build things that don't require me to do that. A lot of it, the funny thing, the way I do stuff, because like it's been funny because I've been thinking about like yesterday I raided Froggy. And it's like she does like such like a nice clean style of painting, and I'm like I do the exact opposite. This is really fucking good though. I did not know she was like nominated for like Golden Demon stuff. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. Well, that does get me like, well shit, I gotta step up my game. I gotta get some stuff together. But meanwhile, I'm just like, it's fine. It's fine. Let's go. I see a troglodyte. What? You've really had like variant Sisters of Battle on the mind recently. I've just been noticing that it seems to be the trend as of late. How you doing, Life at 28? How you doing? Yeah, it's because like that's the thing too. It's like Be'lakor has some precedence for it. What's it called? I mean, unfortunately, I think of the other unaligned ones are like Soul Grinders, which are the fact that G-Dubs has not retired Soul Grinders is kind of buck wild, if I'm going to be honest. Oh yeah, I mean, that is the really fun thing about mini painting. It's like you could do, it's such a neat medium. Like, it's so nice. There's so many different ways you could like render similar things. Even like, I mean, not that like Eldar and like what I do are similar, but like, you know, the idea that like these are minis from the same company done like totally different. It's real buckle. She did like the whole like painted background thing though. I have zero freehanding ability, and that is the skill I am probably the most jelly of. Yeah. See, because like they definitely made more sense in 40K, so I'm not surprised that they're legend in. Oh, that's what that little bit is. I was like, what is that little nubbin? Like a guideline. The fact that like the official model debuted in a book that I have a copy of that's from 2001. It's the Codex Ioterra is the first time there was like a physical model for one, as far as I'm aware. And oh boy, the funny thing I kind of run into, so like I said, I keep up with like competitive 40K stuff, even though I have zero interest of ever playing it. Every time they talk about soul grinders, they're like, well, on paper, soul grinders are really cool. They do a lot of cool roles. They do things we need them to do. However, they're so fucking big that basically every tournament like layout that you would want to use a soul grinder on, you can't, because they just get clogged up in buildings. I just find incredibly funny. Good attachment, yeah. I don't know. It would be neat. It would be neat to see what they do. I don't know what G-Dubs is gonna be doing in the future for stuff. Like, it's like there's kind of that like expectation of like, oh, you gotta always have like a new faction, like a new faction to every edition. Like that might be like, that's probably gonna be a thing for 11th, but oh yeah. Oh god, yeah, the whole fucking god, that almost drove me nuts. So about the whole Fabius Bile as like Prater Mutatus or whatever. Like, man. Like, I was like, I keep doing this to myself where it's like I read the books of these like real egotistical scientist guys and I'm like, this will be fine. And I'm like, oh, please stop jerking them off. Please fucking stop. And the third, there's going to be a third call book. And it's really funny because I feel the completionist part of my brain's like, I need to read that. I need to read the third call book. But me as a person that likes to enjoy things, I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking like this third call book. There's no way I'm going to enjoy this book. It's called Archmagos, and I'm like, I'm not gonna like this. How are you gonna spend your good old Audible credit on a book you're not gonna like? And the answer is sadly, probably, yeah. I'm gonna be honest, it does fucking suck though. Yeah, all the 40K like unique ones. Yeah, I do like I like the Venom crawlers, even though I don't got any. There was a little part of my brain that was like, Chaos Space Marine FOMO box for Christmas, but I'm like, no, I'm good. I still got fucking Horus Heresy stuff to work on. I will be good for a while. No, I don't think they're gonna do 4 new. What I think that they would do is they'd be like, okay, Chaos Demons still exists as a faction. However, Chaos Demons are now like a specific range of 40K demons. Like there's probably going to be detachments that would be like, okay, you can take 40K demons and ally in like Slanesh stuff. Like they'd probably make like 4 detachments for each of the Chaos Gods, but nothing more intricate than that. Get on. God, yeah, I guess Call is the only relevant. That's real sad. Oh god. I will say that at least the Fabius Bile books I find reasonably interesting as like a snapshot of the kind of the fall of the Emperor's Children. I do find that aspect of them pretty neat. But man, the call books were just... the first one had like a very neat idea. I'll file the other one real quick. I'll put that on later. No, that's not true. I gotta get that on there. The other one had like a really neat idea where you're learning about calls passed through like a time distortion thing where like Necron tech is actively fucking things up. Maybe I was just doing the wrong side actually. So you got to see like bits and pieces of like different people suffering this kind of like temporal like memory like whole thing, and that was cool. But then like they removed that in the second book because there was no longer the plot device that made that happen. So it was just not good. My old world demons. I mean, I agree. I mean, at the end of the day, I do think that's why probably they'll eventually do something to get rid of a lot of demons, because they don't want you to do that. They don't want you to reuse demons for different wargames, because then they can't sell you more demons. I mean, to be fair, this was like, oh, I mean, they've already done that. Icarus, they've already done that. All the new Chaos Space Marine cult factions have they can only bring demons in a specific detachment. Be'lakor still has his own like Shadow Legion detachment for Chaos Demons, which exists as an index if you want to run them in as a big group. Logically, like this is supposed to somehow. I didn't pull it correct. Yeah, I guess if I just shove enough glue in there, I can make it work. That'll be good. How you doing, Spork, though? How you doing? How you doing? And your next nights when they arrive in the mail. Hey, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Try to shove this into roughly what I think is the everything. I think bringing this close to my get this to work. Like, logically, it's supposed to go. Something like, no, like clean. I have to do some gap filling later, at the worst. Can you not do that? It's been a while since I did Age of Sigmar, so like I used to play Maggotkin in there where you could do like you would basically build up like plague points and you would summon demons. I thought that was kind of neat. Okay, the real question though is like, does it fit? Does it like stand? You know what? I'll come back to this piece later. I'll come back to this piece later. I'm sure I need to like do some like gap filling or whatever. That's fine. Yeah, oh yeah, there's like, it's weird. It's the amount of tying on the stump is actually really little. So like clearly the stump doesn't need like that much tie. Like, you know, like sometimes like you can just kind of like tie a dog to something on its leash and like the dog is strong enough that it could easily rip through, but the dog is like, oh no, I'm tied down. I'm tied down. I'm stuck here now. I have to stay. This is my life. It's just tree. This tree is doing a version of that, which is very good. Let's go do a nice cut for this. Oh yeah. Also the hell doesn't help that a lot of the demon attachments for like the new Chaos Space Marine stuff is pretty bad. I think the only one that like people generally seem to like is the Khorne one. Apparently, if you because the Khorne what's it called? The world leaders get the benefit. Oh, I can't remember. The world leaders benefit from a lot of the things that demons add to the. Or Death Guard basically just gets like, you know, Plague Bears don't do shit for Death Guard. Like, a Great Uncling one is kind of fun, but like that's, you know, not the biggest. You could kind of ally that one in anyway. And yeah, Khorne gets more dang. Honestly, I thought people were using like the Juggernauts and stuff too. Like there was some use of the smaller demons at the Khorne detachment. And then the Slaanesh one is fine. I don't think people use that just because that's kind of, unfortunately, it seems like the Emperor's Throne's kind of like that army that has like one build and people don't really deviate from that. Like there'll be like a model or two that swaps out. Sometimes people will be running Forge Fiends. Mauler Fiends. Some people will be running maybe like a unit of the Flawless Blades, but otherwise they're kind of like very similar. I feel bad laughing at that, the Looney Tunes thing, because I've seen it happen, and like, you know, dogs usually aren't like seriously hurt by that. Like, oh, you goofy little critters. Oh, I need to like back up. There we go. Yeah, I imagine Pitbull, you gotta get like a real strong grip strength on that bad boy. Hey, doing, Game Happy? How you doing? Yeah, I got. Old man has to put glasses on so he could build horrible, horrible tree. Okay, not like the most terrible fit. Yeah, I'm like, animals getting goofed on, I will find funny forever as long as I know that like the animal's not hurt. Like, if you ever see like a cat just like miss a jump, and like cats are meant to be able to like gracefully fall from wherever so they don't hurt themselves. But you'll just see just like some little idiot cat just like eat shit, and knowing that it just immediately springs back and is totally fine is fine, you know. Cats are designed to eat shit. Lucky we're in like fall now, so like the amount of stupid little bugs that are just in my house has diminished severely. It's great. Yeah, you only get one. Like, that's like weird stuff too. There's a lot of models that you would expect them to have like, I know Night Lords have kind of a big share on raptors, but you would also like, you know, I would expect some raptor equivalent, probably some biker equivalent. Yay, the mosquitoes will come back to hell. Yippee. Turn. I'm trying to think. I was thinking about like bug VTubers. I actually don't know. I feel like I've seen one mosquito VTuber. I feel like I've seen more cockroach VTubers over the years than I've seen any sort of other bug. Like any other like pest bug. You don't really see fly VTubers. You really don't see not that. I'm trying to think of some other one. Yeah, I guess that's true, yeah, because like cockroaches will inconvenience you, but they won't really like hurt you. I mean, it's, you know, it's bad. It's bad if they show up in your house, but you're not gonna like wake up the next day. Although, there's quite a few moths. I don't consider moths kind of like pest bugs. I do like moths. I think we don't have Xenos because G-dubs is mean and horrible. I don't know. I assume there's. I think it's always that when it comes to things that aren't Space Marines, they're like, this clearly won't sell. Only Space Marines sell, and then they only release things for Space Marines, and then Space Marine things sell. Yeah, they won't give you malaria, true. I'm sure there's like some downside that like if like a cockroach just like got in your mouth, you'd be like not gonna have a good time. But like overall, not too bad. That's all good, Fuber. Have yourself a good night. Take it easy, yo. It's a Hispanic wasp YouTuber. Is that a? There was so that. I'm trying to remember. There was a quote unquote new wasp lady VTuber. And I say new because I was under the impression that she was getting out of VTubing because her eyesight was getting worse. And I think she came back with a new design. This is not me saying that like the eyesight thing was a lie. I'm just saying like, if she got her eye shit fixed, good. Fuck yeah, let's go. As somebody who does a lot of very visual hobbies, the idea of my eyesight going is like fucking terrifying. How you doing, Prim? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. If you do not know me, I'm Halbernot the Mimic Elf. I'm an entertaining VTuber of the Nerd Golden Skaven variety. How you doing, Delson? How you doing, Bird Malls? What is the Midnight Walk? So, hey, check it out. Gigantic evil tree. I'm building the planet. Yeah, I got my glasses. I got my cat ears. I got my evil tree. It's got a fully rendered taint. You know, as one does. How you doing, Starfire? I mean, if you think about it, we all have a fully rendered taint. Moving on. Well, hopefully the game was fun. Surprisingly, though, these teeth are actually pretty dull. They actually don't really hurt. They don't really. Ooh. Oh, wait, fuck. I remember seeing about that. Oh, I do remember seeing that. I do love me some claymation, so I'll have to... Let me bookmark that for later. I do like me some clay bullshit, but that's gonna have to go on the list for a while because this upcoming week I'm gonna be playing Alice the Madness Returns, which I've apparently. So it's weird. It's a game that it's like apparently has really shaky PC performance, but also. It doesn't seem to be like one of those like, oh, this is a patch that fixes literally everything. So we're gonna see it. We're gonna see how that works. It's gonna be a very interesting week. It is expensive and short. Well, maybe I'll wait for it to be cheap and short then. I could do that. I have plenty of time. Is it noticeable? Wait, the taint or the issues with Alice? I think it's just supposed to be. It was like a weird PC port. The funny thing is, like, this game was made during the era of on-disc DLC. So apparently what you can do is you can just go into the file. There's no GOG does not sell Alice Madness Returns at the moment. I would not be surprised if it did at one point. Right now, I think the only way to get it is through an EA app or through Steam. Unless I'm blind, I'd be willing to believe I'm blind. As far as I can tell, I don't think you can buy Alice on any other platforms anymore. I don't know if this is some like devil's like bargain EA deal or what. Like, you can't even really get an easy hold of Alice, the original American McGee's Alice. But yeah, you can actually just go into one of the config files and just say like special edition equals true, and then you can get all the DLC costumes and whatnot. It's very, very silly because video games. Oh, silence. We're back to silence. Let me bring up the Toho. We've been listening to Toho Bossa Nova. I wish it would just autoplay that. I think I told it not to autoplay though, to be fair. Yeah. Yeah, luckily I was able to get the original Alice through my Elven Spy network. So now it's just a matter of getting its sequel to run. Apparently the weird thing is I see a lot of people, they're like, yeah, so it's another one is you can adjust the frame rate based on the goop has not arrived yet. I was supposed to potentially be coming as early as today, but probably, I guess not. I did not see the goop arrive to my house, and I've gotten mail today already. So I will keep an eye on the goop. Don't you fucking worry. Layer this bullshit. Oh, that's easy enough. Soon, which is good because I could probably all my brushes could probably use like a real nice deep cling. But yeah, so but it also did seem like a lot of people were like, well, I made the FPS 60 and a lot of enemies seem to be breaking. I'm like, you fucking idiot. Why are you doing this? Maybe like I'm very like, you know, if you can get better FPS on a thing, sure. But if a game is sort of like one of those older games that like you kind of have to lock them at a specific frame rate for them to work, and then you toggle that frame rate off, I don't know what you're expecting really. There's apparently like an enemy that's like a little piggy that you fill with pepper and they sneeze. This is the only spoiler I have for Alice Madness Returns. It's like, there's a little piggy enemy that you're supposed to hit it with pepper and make it sneeze. But the problem is that whenever I try to do that with 60 FPS, it doesn't work. Like, yeah, no shit. Yeah. I got spoiler alert for piggy sniffles. As one does. Like that. Sticky. That's fine. I could deliver glue with this hand. Yeah, there we go. It's easy. It is weird doing. I'm definitely like very right-handed. My left hand isn't like bad for stuff, but it's just like feels really weird doing anything that requires true dexterity. There we go. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of games like because like, you know, a lot of times when you're like, oh, I'm a developer, I'm trying to make a game work. And you're like, oh, this is held together with just like spit and just like spit and grit. Oh, this game is made to do this explicit thing. So it's like, well, we assuming based on the fact that everybody has one console at the time that this is going to be the frame rate, and this will never change in the future, never, ever, 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 ever. So it's fine. I thought in C#. Oh, C+. C#'s fine. I don't have strong C# opinions. I was just thinking about that like one website we saw the other day. I still want to do that like the old internet like deep dive is a stretch, but just like I don't know, just use that search engine just to find a bunch of cool older sites and just kind of chill. I think that'd be fun. I had fun doing that. Oh yeah, fucking like now every console is basically the same console, but yeah. I don't miss console wars though, because it created. I'm not gonna act like console wars have had big cultural ramifications, but I do think it's possible that like being in an environment where people are just constantly shitposting about consoles to each other does create a person that's used to using the internet for like antagonistic forms of dopamine. And then eventually when they stop giving a shit about consoles, they might transfer that to like other avenues of internet discussion. It's like onions, there's layers. There we go. So, see, I find those fine because those are like, you know, like jabs between companies doing like little fun advertising bits. They're like art was made for that, like Sega does what Nintendo don't, but someone calling someone slurs on the internet because they have a PlayStation. It's like, okay. Or like, so, but for the context, but people do that like the what's that fucking like game about like PlayStation, like all those songs about PlayStation 3's not having games. Like that's a creation of art. There's a thing happening there. Even if it's like a dumb parody song, I do enjoy that. Game's physics was tied to the frame rate. Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of those where, because you would also lead to like really weird shit too. I remember where it was like if you would, when you looked at the ground, it wouldn't like render a lot of the objects you see on the screen. You know, to save you some bullshit. So I use Java. Java's fine. I have not used Java since college though, so like, I don't have strong Java opinions in the year of our Lord 2025. Is modern politics the new console wars? Yeah, probably. I mean that. I do think a lot of the people that were doing like real heavy console war and would just kind of move on to politics, unfortunately. Which is sad on so many levels. There's no games to buy. It's because games are too slow and expensive to make, and they require like $1 million. So like the PS2, like, you know, you would have like the big budget games, but you would also have like smaller little games, or like a game that was like made by like a pretty competent team that doesn't have like quite the full polish of like a full Sony production, but still look pretty good. You can't really do that anymore. Yeah, Tau Fire Warrior, exactly, the perfect game, the best game of all time. But like the idea of like what's it like a lot of those like really kind of cool like JRPGs, or like even like, okay, I have not played this game. Let's say there's that game Black, where it's like it's like a really intricate gun shooting game where there's like, it's a FPS with no real multiplayer, and it's just about like really cool gun effects. Like that was the thing that you could kind of do when doing that kind of thing was not ungodly expensive. But now when you release a game, it will require like so many manpower hours and like a ludicrous amount of like dev teams from all over the world. And it has to be the prettiest thing ever, so that means you have to do a photorealism style, because that is the thing that the general public loses their mind over. And that means that like every game takes like 8 years to make now, and like Grand Theft Auto 6 has been in development for fucking forever. Like to the point it is like skip console gens more or less. And like I think it was like $100 million, probably. Like it's like crazy amount to make. How you doing, Shadow? How you doing? A really, really worse timeline indeed, yeah. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. It doesn't help that I was one of those people that was like, you know, every system has cool stuff going on. Laughs and Silk Song. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Wait for the ad break to get done. Oh yeah, exactly, Lottie. Yeah, no, it's what a weird fucking world we live in. How you doing? How you doing, Oni? I do like this Silk Song just generally took a while because they were having a lot of fun. That's like the one long dev cycle where I'm like, you know, good for you. Fuck yeah, let's go. Like, yeah, we were just making a really cool game and we enjoyed how long it took to make this game. Sorry guys, here's the game. And they just fucking released it when it was ready. I think that's like the best case scenario that like we would kind of hope for game development. That's also kind of why like you see a lot of the like most of creativity and like risk taking is in the indie sphere now, because you really can't do that for like a big console thing. Cause just think about like all these like big, that's why they were trying to push like live service games for so long. Definitely gonna need to gap fill this later, and that's fine. Where the idea was like, okay, we want a game that you will spend forever, because that means that the development cost after the initial bump won't be nearly as bad. And also, like, we have you locked in. We have guaranteed money. I totally get the sentiment of not wanting to spend that much money for it, but I do think that unfortunately people are gonna, and that's like, I think where Rockstar goes, there's gonna be a pretty big kind of like shift in the market for that sort of thing. All right, we got the basic shape. Luckily, I'll have like sprue goo and stuff later that can help these cracks. The thing is, like, I want to use a clamp to hold this in place, but it's like, this is not clamp shape. This is a fucking evil starfish. How the fuck are you supposed to clamp an evil starfish? Don't say the trusty. This is obviously the taint. Come on. Come on. Yeah, I can like firmly grasp it. And if I use sprue goo, that stuff takes a little bit of time to dry, so I'll probably just get as much as I can, and I'll go from there. So how you doing, Dr. Akio? Welcome. How you doing? I'm building a big evil tree. Do I want to go back to that funky leg that just didn't sit right? Because that's been bothering me. Back to the funky leg did not do that. Poking out Star's eye, and I'll do it again. Look, yeah. There you go. Why did I do that? Why did I do that noise of all noise? I will say the Toho Bossa Nova with cat noises mixed in is doing fucking wonders for this. Like, if I do it like this, at least be flat. And I can kind of, okay. As long as it's flat on the ground. I just need to make sure that it sets flat later. That's all I really need. Flat. Sure. Oh, I could bust out a little. So my sprue goo, I made it way too thick. Oh, this is a Warcry terrain piece. This is a Warcry terrain piece. I'll use a little bit of Mr. Dissolve Putty. Let's get that in there. Because my sprue goo is incredibly thick, so like I don't know if it'd be like good to spread on stream. We got some Mr. Dissolve Putty though, so that's the lid dried. Oh god, there we go. Mr. Dissolve Putty, my beloved. I love Mr. Dissolve Putty so much. It is technically my go-to gap filler, but I've been enjoying sprue goo just because I can like, ow, little bubble of this and just kind of like put that in there just to kind of lock that in. Yeah, I think this is definitely like a model that was released in one of the bigger boxes for the terrain. And I just kind of got it separate because my shop just had it. My goo is too thick. That's a real factual statement. What you want from me? I don't know what you want from me. Oh. So yeah, it's part of that like big like thing. So, fuck. Sorry, I just punched my mic. I do it every now and then. It's okay. I could have a good night, Nitrous, and take it easy. Yeah, so this like it lays flat, so that's all I could really ask for. I'm sure, like I said, I'm gonna gap fill this like a motherfucker. So far, it's pretty good. So there's like little areas where like I can put little like effectively like little spikes and other bullshit. I'm debating though. The bridge I definitely need to make. I can go and do that at the very least. You know, fuck it. I'll build all of it. Yeah, I'll build all of it. This will do 20. Just got a bunch a little bit. Mr. Dissolve Putty. Mr. Dissolve Putty is really good. Like I said, sprue goo is pretty good. Mr. Dissolve Putty has just sort of been like a nice mainstay. What I recommend to do with Mr. Dissolve Putty is you take a cheap brush and apply it with that, and then try to, at the very end, make sure that all the bristles will point to a tip. So that brush will no longer be usable. That brush will no longer be usable for anything that's not Mr. Dissolve Putty, because it just kind of becomes like a flexible applicator. I'll show you mine real quick once I pop this bad boy out. This brush I've basically been using with Mr. Dissolve Putty for basically forever. Like years now. Oh god, Biscuit Olivia jump scare. And it basically, yeah, it gets soaked with it, and it kind of is now this like kind of like flexible shape that I can use to kind of like swoosh it around. That way I don't have to worry about any other pencils, any other brushes getting destroyed. I just use a really, really shitty one. But yeah, no, Mr. Dissolve Putty, you think you can get on Amazon for like $10? So sure, Craig does say hi. Howdy. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. 25, I need 24, yeah. The idea of like a sacrificial brush is like super common. I have like so many hobby brushes that I'm like, well, you're old, you're gonna be used for like grunt task X, Y, or Z. Like, never throw away a brush unless it's like absolutely fucks, because you can do quite a lot with like what you think of it as a fucked brush. Oh, yeah, I'll say okay, 16's not terrible. I still think it's clearly worth it at 16. The other option is to get a thing of Tamiya extra thin cement and then put some sprues in it. There's a couple of different ways online for like making sprue goo out that way. And you can also use Tamiya paintbrush, like airbrush clinger to make more of it, because it's the same chemical as as long as you have a little applicator Tamiya extra thin, you actually don't need any more than that. Because what you can actually do is just use their airbrush clinger, which is the exact same solution. It's the exact same solution. It's really, really great. Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, if you're willing to modify anything, you can get so much. You can get so much uses out of that. Vallejo. I haven't tried Vallejo putty. Tamiya putty isn't too bad. I use it for some. I don't really ever use it for its original purpose, which is gap filling. I always use my Tamiya putty for like flesh effects. I either put it straight on a model and like really fan it out to make some like chunky flesh, or I identify which hangy skull bit this is, or I just kind of like really just kind of like thin it out and kind of like really apply it on some stuff. Yeah, I mean it's like, I agree with you where it's like intuitively you're like, that can't be right. Like that doesn't make any sense. But then you're like, oh wait a minute. It's the same chemical. And it technically, you know, airbrush, it does eat through paint either way. But yeah, no, it is very funny how it's like, okay, you could just get like a jug of that for like $10, and then you pretty much got free refills for the foreseeable future. Pull this out. This will be for the bridge. Actually really close to finishing this guy. Or like finish as in like, you know, build the main body, and then I'll have to do like the gap filling and stuff probably off stream, because it's just like very tedious bullshit. However, if I do finish this early though, which is distinctly possible, I do have the Malstrain Gene Sealers that I also want from that tournament. So there will be stuff. Stuff will be built tonight. I will build until there is no more stuff to build tonight. I did get the stuff printed though for the turnip bits, because I want to make turnip Gene Stealers. Not as like a whole army, but as like a little cult thing. And I found. Do I get that little tin? Yeah, I do. There we go. Hold on. Let me cut this loose. This is just loose sprue. I don't think I need to save those. I save a lot of sprues, but I realize if I save too many, it just becomes awful. All right, check this out. So so I got a bunch of like turnip bodies, turnip 28 bodies. However, this is gonna be for like a sniper cult, and do I put him separate? Okay. One. Around here is the other snipe. There's like two variations on this guy. This is a standing one. I'll zoom in real quick. I have another one of him that's him kneeling. That's really cool. So I found this like really cool sniper from like a pirate set where he's got these like weird face tendrils, and like normally he has a peg leg, but I'm gonna replace that with like a tyrannid leg. But there's like a pose where he's like kneeling and preparing. It's like one of those things that I might have set off in like a separate area so I knew what to do with it, and I just don't have immediate access to it right now. I think that's gonna be neat. How you doing, Gusto? How you doing? Probably. I don't know. I try to avoid Green Stuff World, though. I just don't. I don't like them as a company. I don't like them as a company. Shady practices. Also, the shipping is god awful here. Like, I feel like ordering from Green Stuff World makes a lot of sense if you're in like the UK or whatever, or like anywhere in continental Europe, because you could just be like, oh yeah, I'll just like, you know, I'll get it sent over and it'll take like maybe like a couple days. But it takes fucking forever for Green Stuff World, which is a shame because I do use their brushes. I bought a bunch of their like Kalinsky silver tier brushes like years ago. They still like reasonably hold a point well. All these like little. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to glue this part to the model. I'll basically do like every other bit. Like every other bit I could attach directly on there. Yeah, or like they got some like really good like I want to get one of those like green stuff tube rollers, where it's like it's like a little thing you just kind of roll green stuff onto, and it makes like a really like neat set of like cabling and whatnot. As far as I can tell, they're still kind of like the gold standard in that. But yeah, no, they do kind of like real scummy dropship bullshit. I do try to do some like weird stuff with like AI art for their ads and stuff. I think Vallejo tried to do that too, man. Why is this hobby like this? I don't want that. Yeah, I keep hearing. Yeah, there's that like new metallic pigment set that's like pretty solid. The thing is, like, I already have enough like metal paint from Vallejo. I don't really need anything else, so I don't know. Yeah, maybe I could check Etsy then. I have used I used a texture roller for like this. There we go. I used a texture roller for this, and that turned out pretty legit. That was one that I 3D printed. Yeah. There's like something like that. Yeah, there's like they have like the red sables from them. Like if you want something close, their red sables are pretty solid. But yeah, no, you can't get Kalinsky sables from them, which is aggravating. Which is sucky because so many, like, you know, like, and this is not their fault. Like, a lot of Warhammer's people are from the UK, so they're like, they'll give advice based on that. And that's fine, and I don't think they ever need to like adjust for American audiences. But they're like, oh yeah, this is where you get the good and cheap Kalinsky sables. I'm like, fuck. Yeah. It takes up so much screen, like desk real estate, that I'm like trying to clip out all the various bamboo bits. Trying to get all the bambits. This is 26. This goes in like the same pile over here. It's actually almost cut out, which would be nice. So, oh, thank you. I weirdly like the fucking G-Dub's contrast yellow was really good. The Imperial Fist yellow. I've also like generally had an okay time with the golden yellow from Pro Acryl. Which should be neat. Oh. Huh. That I did not know. Okay, so there's another thing to add to the Green Stuff World Y list. Weird. I forget that every now and then you do run into somebody who like does their models like that. They're like, behold, these are my Krieg guys, but also they're dressed up like Nazis, and you're like, why do you do that? Why did you bring this to a store? I don't think that's as common as like the internet would let you think it is, but it does happen sometimes. Nasdaq Hill. Oh yeah, I think I use Nasdaq Hill for some stuff. Yeah, luckily we're like a decent amount of yellow these days. Are you also doing that like yellow trick where you're doing like a layer of I think pink first? Like pink of the yellow is pretty solid. Like this, you got some options. You got some options. All right, these sprues are done, and thus I can. There's always like part of me. It's like I want to keep the box. Like I want to keep the box. Nice box, but it's like I know that if I keep every box, I have no room for anything ever. Like I've been in like a big decluttering thing too for that kind of stuff. So if it's like if there's like useless BS that I don't need, I will just kind of chuck it. No, that's totally fair. That's totally fair. Yeah, a lot of brush quality's gone. Like I still think that for a while it was sort of like and like Winsor & Newton was the best brush brand. Like I mean, I never got to live to see it. Yes, I died before it happened, but it's like basically what I mean. It's like, all right, like, let me clear a bunch of shit from the zoom in level. I'll get rid of the horseshoe crab milking, but I do want to keep the animated GIF. Beautiful. There we go. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Destroyed water. Let's go. All right. Back to... Could either be 21 or 20 or 22. All right, we'll find out, I guess. Yeah, at this point, like, no, yeah, I was about to say, so, like, the Winsor & Newtons were sort of like, these are the best, and they think they've definitely, like, dropped off quality-wise. I know Artis Opus stuff is pretty good, but I've only really gotten dry brushes from them. I'm sure their actual brushes are pretty baller. Basically the same. Assume it's maybe this one. I guess we'll find out which one it like fits. Okay, that does fit. That does fit. I guess also too, if it doesn't fit, sure, I can easily cut and arrange these as much as I want. Tree, very, very nice. But yeah, I mostly just like stick through my handful of brushes and I use them a whole bunch until I'm like, why aren't my brushes this pointy? Like I clean the fuck out of them, so it does mean they last longer, which is good. Left a funky little sprue bit on there. There we go. Go. Okay. I'm also gonna miss a lot of little touch-up bits. Look, I can always just use the tell me extra thin. Like I don't know what's recently converted me to using it a lot more. It's been just really, really nice just to like melt details. I've been just like liquidating where it's like, oh, if there's just like a little like flaw or whatever, I just kind of just like give it a little boop of that. I might also start doing more like Shiba Inu records for like these like mini painting streams. This is really, really chill. Like, well, I need to like play more proper Toho. I've definitely like I've played a couple of Toho games. I've beaten. Oh god, I forget which one it was. It was not a like no continuous run though. It was definitely I continued to fuckload. I think it was the embodiment of Scarlet Devil. I think that was sort of the like, yo, this is like the Toho you gotta play because it's like a lot of characterization carries over, and then like it was also sort of like Baby's first recommended Toho. I think it's actually gotten like easier over the years, which is kind of interesting. I've never had like a good brain for shmups. Like I've just never really like sat down and like I want time to lab these shmups so I can be good at them. The closest I've gotten to that was the Ikaruga, which is a game that I own, and it's a really cool game. It's basically like a shmup where the enemies either come in black or white, and the music stopped. The enemies come in black or white, and pretty much you you can absorb colors that are the same color as you, but you die by the ones that are the opposite color. So you kind of like flip back and forth between those. So this really sucks for the what's it called, for Shiba Inu records. So on YouTube Music, somebody decided to like start uploading albums under their name, and they're all like AI garbage called like Vacation in Shibuya, Harajuku Girl. It's basically like we're a Westerner and we only know Japan as places in Japan. To the point that like I'm assuming the idea is that they would try to take like album listens and just get money from it, which really fucking sucks. And I don't know if it's like if the Shiba Inu record people know, or if they care to fight it, or if they can't even fight it because they're in kind of like a murky legal area because they're doing like fan arrangements. Like Zoon doesn't care, but I wonder if like it's like if you try to like take those AI people to court, it's like, well, you're actually not. You don't actually own any of the characters in your art or whatever, and it's like just fucking worst. I try to report that shit whenever I can, so I've definitely done that. I reported them on Amazon before. I thought that was like a move. I guess maybe they all moved to YouTube. I gotta figure out if there's anything I can do, even if it's minor. We got the dangles. But there we go. Partial plastics. Oh no, that's totally fair. Yeah, it really is. Like it really does fucking liquidate shit. Which I like it for that reason, but also if you want like a gentle touch, I can see totally like not vibing with it. But for me, just like the raw strength of it is definitely a feature, not a bug. It really has. Yeah, it's like it's because it's always just done for like really stupid reasons. It's always just like really aggressively just trying to just like bilk money out of bullshit, and it's done en masse, so it floods everywhere it's ever in, and I have to like now like specifically try to filter out at any time a platform says like, oh yeah, you can tag your thing as AI. They're not going to do that because they don't want you to skip out on their stuff because their whole point is making money. The worst. It's the worst, and I hate it. I wonder if that is like also like a weird reason why I've been really like feeling like pretentious artist vibe recently. I've really been like feeling that as of late, like enjoying like seeing. I think it's also because it's also like I think I mentioned too. It's like I have been. The more I kind of get into the niche war games stuff, that also is kind of intersects with that kind of like indie DIY like miniature art scene. And I really like that. It's really fun seeing like, yeah, like these all these like small creators, and they're like making shit with lead, or like doing like these like really cool like collab projects, or getting these like big narrative events together. It's always like really neat. I'm also always like, this is the closest I've ever gotten to like an art scene. This is like the closest I've ever gotten to anything like that. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of dig it. I kind of dig it a lot. I feel like it's probably some combination of just like really wanting like something that's like nice and real, combined with just like also enjoying the stuff I've been doing lately. That's not okay. I think they just like yeah. That this project has like nothing particularly bananas about it at all. It is very vanilla. 28 mag. Can you actually legitimately submit stuff to 28 mag? I've always wanted, like, that's always kind of been like a goal of mine to get some in there. Hey, Donkyo! Welcome everybody. How you doing? Hookerbot 3000. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the workshop. What a name. How's it going, everybody? If you do not know me, I'm Halbernot the Mimicoth. I'm an painting VTuber of the Nurgle and Skin Variety. How you doing, ADC? No, welcome. Oh shit, were you playing Lancer? Well, fuck yeah, let's go. And Hookerbot, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the work. Oh, I already said that, and then like the Nality alerts popped up. Well, check this out, everyone. I'm working on a model from the Age of Sigmar Warcry range. This is the Ravening. There we go. A word that is malicious and starts with an R on normal. Huh. No shit. If I can figure out what their submission process is, I will definitely give that. Having something of mine in 28 mag has been sort of like a dream of mine. So it was between that and getting something of mine on Goonhammer, and I've gotten some of mine on Goonhammer. How you doing, HD? Welcome. How you doing? The funny thing, like this year, is like, all right, little mini goal. I would like to get a mini of mine featured on like a Goonhammer thing, and they featured one of my Trench Crusade things in January, I think. And I was like, oh, that was quick. Oh god. If they would accept the Flesh Knot, I would easily submit it to there. Like I said, I know they do like specific themes and articles, and like I don't know if they're like competitions, mind you, but they I know there is like some reason to the rhyme, I guess. But yeah, I would work on a project just to get it in there. I mean, it'd be a project I like, sure, but like It'd be neat. It'd be neat to do. My magnum opus. God, the fact that the knot is probably my magnum opus is terrifying. I think this blade is dull. Also, Black Roses, have yourself a good night and take it easy, yeah? Have a good rest. Have a good rest. Tim the lad. No, the lad when people know. Well, thank you for the halberd. I could use that. I could use that. Big stretchy. Let's go. Any more little bits this guy have on him? There we go. Gotta get these horns. I have filed these horns a little too much. That's fine though. Worst case, the nice thing about this, because it's an evil flesh tree, like if I need to flesh out some other bits, ha 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 ha. That was not meant to be a pun. That was just something I was kind of saying like naturally, and then I realized that the pun happened, so I had to like almost like head it off. I had to be like, I have to acknowledge this. Well, do these connect actually? Oh shit, they do. Okay. Like a bunch of stuff I'd like to do like that. I also want to do. So like I don't know, a long time ago I remember seeing like there's this like Horus Heresy crew. So I wonder if they still do that. Or a Horus Heresy crew sounds like it could be fucking like buck wild. Be like really careful with how those connect. Hey, there we go. I also know deep in my heart that every little like little dangly bit is going to like explode. Like I almost wonder if I should just like snip these off and like wrap them up. I have like jeweler chain. If I wanted to really chain this bad boy, I could. I don't know. It's actually I kind of wonder it'd be fun to get like another one of these and use this like as like a set of legs for a Chaos Knight, where you would basically just like remove the. That. So I don't think I'm going to do this, but I did just have a really stupid idea, guys. I want to show you something. All right, we take this, and we take the top half of the rocket battery. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Hold. Wait. No, hold. Oh, fuck. It fits perfectly. Oh my god, no, this fits almost perfectly. Like, I would have to, like, maybe glue it a little bit, and it's, like, slightly off-center. So, like, I would maybe need to snip some of the wood. Guys? I did just order another one of these. I have one of these coming in the mail. Fuck it, we ball. Fuck it, we ball. Okay, let's fucking do it. All right. All right, here's what we gotta do. Here's what I need to do. Okay, so just looking at this, one thing I need to do immediately is just kind of snip this one just slightly. Just slightly enough. These are older clippers of mine that I don't give a shit about. There we go. I don't think I'm gonna use this in Horus Heresy anyway, so it'll be fine. Like, what, Lamau, why not? Who gives a fuck? Yeah, that kind of holds pretty good. Now the thing is that I think I might need to do. Because, like, here's the thing. Oh, God, this could be a defiler! Oh, baby, let's go! Okay. The problem, so, the thing I'm realizing is I do want to still keep the mouth. The mouth as an idea is cool. The mouth is cool. So what I probably need to do is just immediately just kind of like cut my way upwards into this frame. Not all the way. Not all the way, mind you, but just like snip up enough. This is why I like keeping a shitty pair of these cheapo ones around. There we go. This is normally where a Space Marine's supposed to be inside anyway, so if I need to like add some like teeth or whatever later, I got the option to do so. You know, a lot of my kit bashing is just taking a model and just horribly snapping it, so not the worst. But like, here's me thinking that, here's me thinking I was gonna get done with this early, or that I was like, this is gonna be a perfectly normal piece of terrain, and I just don't give a shit. Okay. Man, oh man, the fuck up wee ball has hit me hard. It's hit me hard with this. Gotta continue just to try to rip my way through this. I don't need to rip off the entire front, but what I do need, also any parts that come off of me, whatever. I think it's just roughly because they're like mostly the same size. Like I just saw it because the actual body is like this shape. And I can even maybe use that shape for like a different missile battery or whatever, so it's not like totally wasted. I should also maybe keep these big metal fragments on for like decorations and whatnot. It's just like, yeah, I think I was already mid doing this when you mentioned the Defiler, but the fact that it actually could have a purpose, because like I do play 3rd edition. Defiler was brand new in that edition. All right, so if I do this does expose more teeth. This does expose more teeth, which is good. But I also think I can just do a little bit where I do like, maybe I can orc it a bit. Kind of see if I can like maybe snip some like tooth like texture into here. There we go. Something like that. How you doing, Belner? How you doing? How you doing? I am lost in the fucking sauce. I actually might have a 160mm base, maybe. If not, I could order one on eBay. It's not. It would not be the worst to do. It would not be the worst to get. So what I'm currently mangling. I'll need to upgrade the YouTube thing later. Just be like, oh, this went horribly wrong. Things went horribly wrong. I think leaving some of it kind of in like a mangled state really adds to that. There we go. I also like it's kind of got like a weird smile to it. I do kind of like the weird kind of like it's kind of like perfect. Oh fuck! Apparently you can run Defilers on bases now. That's a thing I only learned recently. So what I could do, get some glue on here. Glue on here first. I could use this for the dragon in Trench Crusade. There's a scenario in Trench Crusade where you fight like a horrible mutated beast thing. I'm like, okay, that would be pretty baller. Pretty baller for that. I think I'm gonna leave this like keep it like that. It's gonna be like a little cocked, but yeah, apparently it's a recent edition thing, yeah. Like wait for a wee bit. I have no idea how I'm gonna reach those teeth when I paint it, and I don't think I'm gonna care. Maybe I need to use like maybe a bit more plastic glue on this bad boy. Just sort of get goopy with this thing. I could. So like what I could do. The funny thing is like literally earlier I was like, well, I want to make this for word bearers, so maybe I gotta put some like candles on it or something. That didn't happen. That did not happen. Like this. Need to wait for it to dry just a little bit. Maybe for working time reasons, I might just need to do super glue, like regular super glue. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna like airbrush the mouth and just kind of make it like red and wet and stuff like that. I just need to hold in place temporarily because I was talking about earlier about sprue goo, and I actually think this would be a really good use case for it. But I just need to get the model to like lock in like right at this stage. He just got like a funky little grin. I might try to add extra teeth to that as well. Okay. I'm also debating, so like, okay, so some things I could do. I do got this, which was going to be the platform. I could put it behind. Fuck! Okay, hold on. Oh, I know what I can do. Hold on. I'm gonna hold my... I gotta hold my baking powder container. This is bad. Why not paint them separated? Because the conversion work I'm going to be doing tonight is not going to let that be an easy task. All right, there we go. We'll do. I need to get a new baggie. Also, wait, I'm sorry. We are now on the fuck it we ball. Fuck it we ball has entered my brain, and I don't think I can put the brakes on this train if I want. So. So this is baking soda. And the nice thing is it's going to make a nice, real hard bond. Gonna hold it tight. Okay, okay. Step one: firmly grasp it. How you doing, Mini Dal? Things have gone horribly wrong. So I was gonna build one of these like normals. In a fit of fuck it we ball, I am now attaching the Arachnid quad battery to it. Oh, thank you for the Basil's bucks. Fuck yeah, let's go. Hit it up with this just to make this like incredibly strong. Also, I guess I might as well keep this container now if I just leave it as my nice little thing for baking soda. This, and sometimes I will use a toothpick to kind of guide the super glue. Baking soda just a wee bit. All right, now this is relatively sturdy. And the nice thing is, like, I got the other quad. Oh, I was gonna use the funny thing is, I was gonna use the other quad battery for a mech thing, and I guess the other quad battery will be like the legit quad battery. What I think about doing now is, even though I said my now just like some sprue glue would be good. Yeah, I'm kind of digging it actually. I'm kind of fucking. I think I might also remove the bamboo. I could just get a third. They're only like $20. They're like free reels. I could. Part of me is like, do I want to build this as like a crown? Like a bamboo crown in the back? Or I could even put it like back here. Put like back there as well. I'm still not sure on that. We'll find out when we get there. But yeah, I got my little jar of sprue goo, which I think I need to keep off to the side because also I got all these nice little extra spiky bits. Yippee. Let me move my sculpting tools. They will not be needed for some time. Yeah, that's also like it's possible that maybe the Arminger legs might be too small. I don't know. I was figuring at the time I was like, well, $20 is like, you know, not fucking nothing. So I got a big old thing of sprue goo, and it is like I said, I actually made too much. I'm just gonna like warp it there. Like blend the flesh a bit more into there, and then also just spread it around. But this will help reinforce the bond while also kind of like adding some texture. Unfortunately, it's also really stringy, which I'll have to deal with later. Stringiness of the sprue goo I'll have to deal with on my own, but that's not the biggest deal. Especially for like here, I can kind of use it in like one little wavy bit. Everywhere. Oh, get that. There we go. And I just kind of let that set for a teeny tiny bit. removed. Bring it towards the front. There we go. And this is especially like once it dries for like an itty bitty bit, the nice thing I found that for doing like really funky flesh is just kind of going back and just retapping it. To be fair, I was also not aware that we were bashing tonight. Things have gone off the rails in a way that I'm having a lot of fun, so I'm not gonna fight it. Like I also got hold on, I got this whole. There we go. I got like a bunch of these. I like these because I can just like throw them away. Now it's like dried a little bit. I can kind of just go in, just kind of like use the bristles and just kind of like work it. I think the big thing is just specifically just trying to use the tip of this. I'm gonna keep that hole in there. I think having just like a weird flesh hole kind of like sells it. As it dries. Worst case, I can always like retexture it later too. So if I just need to use this as like a funky initial layer, which it seems like it's starting to like not texture as well as I'd like, but that's fine. Ping it with the death over of us from playing the game. Aw. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's one of those like rivers, right? Or the like winters or whatever. Yeah. I think it's what the deck plays. Someone in my group has played it like once, and I've not super gotten like we didn't really do it didn't do it a whole lot. Okay, so this is a lot more. From the front, it looks a lot smaller than it is from the side. So let's see what options do I got for this. If I could, I just need to fill it with something. But like one of these, I could just take one of those and just like wrap it in some goo. I could do that. If I just need to build some body on this quick, that's an easy enough thing to do. Gotta add like one or two little bits. Oh yeah, there's definitely like the gap in the back. This gap will be fine. I can also like use this to like run some tube through it. But I think what I'm gonna do is just glue some bits on, and then run that over with the flesh paint with the sprue goo, which will do like a fleshy kind of like seal thing, which will be good. Oh no, the antenna I think got bent at the top. That's. I knew deep in my heart that like anytime there's like a really small antenna on there, it'll get fucked up. So something like that. Just a little bit more. Oh, perfect. Something like this. Something like this. Oh, that's good. Oh, God. You know what I can do now, too? Now that I've made him part mechanical, I can make his taint glow, right? I can really put some emphasis on that taint. I will make it so people cannot look away from his magical energy charge grundle. I also have something that I could use, which I might use, right? I got a bunch of tubes. I got like thin tubes, levels of thick tubes. Like I could do like a thick ass tube going from like the goop. Got me a chunk of tube if I want to play around with it. So like I could run a tube through like here. It doesn't need to actually like show visibly where it's at. It's fine. Gas tube, indeed. Clean it back like this. A sharp curve though. I don't need to quite go that sharp, so I can like cut this in half. There we go. Run a tube through the back. kind of like snake it around like there and make that fleshy, or I could sort of do, or I could even just do the tube through the back of the plant into it. That's probably the better way to do it. I definitely want to do this because anything that kind of like hides the gap, like it's gonna be something is gonna be obvious there, but if I can kind of like obfuscate it in any way, a thick ass tube will definitely do that. Get the bacon. At this stage, anything I can use to like strengthen the grip on literally everything. Good. So we'll do. Also, learning how to do this really changed my kit bashing game. There we go. Layer that. I'm also probably going to do what I did for one of my Chaos Knights, is you just kind of... I will do the tube, and then later on I will like coat it with some like flesh stuff. Bit of glue around there. Very happy that his own box has turned into like a little kit bash pit. He's been nice and appropriately sealed with all the various powder nonsense. Oh, my finger. Oh no, my finger's crusty now. We're good. We're good. There we go, there we go, there. Part of me's wondering if I should maybe put on a second pair of gloves for any of this. It'll be fine. A little bit of powder on there. I'm also curious, like I could have 3D printed bits this. There's also part of me that wants to see if I could just do this with just like pure G-dubs models. It's like just like no modifications to this outside of just like adding like chains and like little bits of other nonsense bits. There we go. Just kind of put it over here. Yeah, I mean, I guess actually, yeah. I mean, mind you, I'm going to play with them in 3rd edition, so it's not like I really give that much of a shit about tourney legality, but that would be kind of fun. Just be like, yo, Warcry's coming at you, motherfuckers. Hey, there we go. So we got the tube, we got the distraction tube. That's good. And then this box, I'm gonna probably have to get some more. Unfortunately, the thing I notice is that whenever I use this stuff, it kind of, you know, I'll just leave the, you know, I'll just leave this. I'll just leave the pen. I don't need the instructions anymore. The mission has been failed successfully. We are no longer, this is no longer the Gnarloak. This is now a weird, fucked up defiler, which I'll take it. I'll take it. We were just joking about how the defiler is probably going to be squatted anyway. They're going to see this and they're going to be like, no, we made the right choice. Yeah, no. Let's squat that motherfucker. Oh, knock my sprue over. How you doing, Lore Master? So, I was originally building the ravenous Gnarloak. And things have happened. You like to see its gooch? You're welcome. How you doing? How you doing? This is another one that was like I was kit bashing, and then this is Lorax assault mode. It's been going. Yeah, he's extra gnarly now. It's fucking tubular, bro. Currently, like, using some sprue goo to kind of disguise the fact that I'm using another part of him to hide some shit. I also made my sprue goo way too thick when I made it. I'm hoping eventually what will happen is I'll just use enough sprue goo that it'll leave enough gap that I can put more of the what's it called, the paint thinner stuff. I mean the airbrush clinger stuff. A clump has been moved over. That's good. I speak for the trees. Yeah, I technically, by making a defiler, I have actually made the Orcius tree. Happy Orktober, everyone. I still need to do the Orktober thing as well, but that'll be fine. It's not that. I keep thinking there's more October left than there is, and there's really not. Reinforce that group. The thing I dislike is my current formula sprue group. It's really stringy. And then now that this is in place, I can kind of also do. Not that shit. Oh, I can do it like that. There we go. Now the way I a lot of times I do like the flesh texture my tubes. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'd like to add a bit of this bullshit to the tube, so that way it doesn't read. I want it to read very like not at all like this is just like a plastic. Basically, just it's a bunch of like aquarium foam tubing. Like, this is all aquarium foam that not aquarium foam, like aquarium tubing for like like making sure your fish can breathe properly and whatnot. They come in different scales, and oh god, it's getting some. And it's pretty nice for working on Warhammer stuff. I have been noticing. I think if you want to get like real small tube though, you got to get into like the very small silicone tubing. I forgot. I think I just got some of it on Amazon. I've had to try, like, I wish I had, like, a good size guide for which ones I use, because I've went through, like, 2 or 3 different sizes and just did not find, like, one that, like, really meshed with the projects I was going for. It's kind of amazing that they, like, when stretched, they do just sort of make synthetic hair, almost. Like, it has, like, the consistency of buck wild. Everything's a mess. I don't care. So this is like when I'm in like my happy element. Hey, there we go. I'm surrounded by all these nice people. Got a horrible evil tree that I made on a fuck it we ball whim, which are some of my favorite whims. Slowly applying flesh paste to it, and I love applying flesh paste. On FDM print. Oh shit, hell yeah. Which one did you get? Congratulations. Oh. I'll let that dry for a bit. I'll fuck off the stuff later. So this bit of sprue goo has dried a little. Texture it a little bit. I'll probably end up applying a separate texture layer of like maybe Mr. Dissolve Putty on top of the sprue goo. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, sometimes they do have like crazy flash sales. So I don't blame you. I mean, I think that's a solid deal as far as I'm aware for that model. Built up like, you know what it is? It almost feels like there's like air in there. Like I smash it and it just kind of like deflates. There we go. How you doing, Shalsro? Welcome, welcome, welcome. How do you like my Lorax? I think I just want to go call him now. Unofficially, this is the Lorax. He's fine. Oh yeah, no, he's gonna be like a Defiler or Soul Grinder. Whichever one is the range version of that. Happy. See the mouth in there. I like how if you look inside, you can actually see like baking powder that is like fallen into the mouth. Got like a gap filling I need to do. So it's like, do I do this with Mr. I think as much as I like using the sprue goo right now, I actually think the bottom stuff is a good case for Mr. Dissolve Putty, because this is I don't want to like really change the bottom texture of it too much. I just sort of want to keep. I want to keep because like the bottom texture is actually kind of perfect. Everything here I don't need to really fuck with. Lorax 9000. The baggie of baking soda. Shout out to this cast. Finding out that the baking soda trick worked has been a game changer. Oh my god. Yeah, I do need to wait for the friend of mine I play 3rd edition 40k with. See if I can just like unfortunately like I don't mean this to like a bad, unfortunately. A lot of my regular like people I play war games with are now watching my stream. Hi, you know who you are. So I don't think I can surprise anyone with this, but that's still fine. It's still gonna be fun the day I show. I don't think I'm gonna give him a base. I know there is a 60mm base for them. Actually, no, that's what is it? Okay, never mind. I might actually give him a base. The immediate 180. Yeah, no, it's was not like I didn't hide it as much as I could have, to be fair. But yeah, no. Also, you know, I go to Instagram and I tag minis I work on. Be like, hey, check it out. I made this for Turnip. And then I go to the shop and I play Turnip with them. So it's like, yeah, no, they'll know. They're aware. I guess even it got to the point where like people I've played games with were already following me on Instagram before we interacted. To be like, my Instagram mentions that I'm a VTuber. And there's like some links to like my Twitch stuff. But I don't think it's ever like a good... I don't think it's like an ever good vector between those. Like I don't really be like, yo, Instagram people, go to Twitch right now. I probably should in theory, but that's fine. It's a good Zetai. Have yourself a good night. Take it easy. There we go. Oh, I think it's socials. I think it's socials. Yeah. Yeah, I've always kind of realized that in particular I walk a very weird specific branch of VTubing because I do a lot of things that involve models and like war games and like getting a lot of VTubers can stay deep within their basement and just like never leave. And like, you know, sometimes that is a life that I wish I could leave, but like whatever. Yeah, now everyone knows my socials. But like it's hard. All my hobbies that are nerd hobbies are extremely social and extremely like pro, like having like a community and playing with people and stuff. So like, in theory, if I like, you know, I do still care about OPSEC. I don't ever want like anyone at the guild to ever find out that what I'm doing. That would be great to keep that separation set. I don't mind if like you know, people I play games with know that I do this. That's fine. It's fine. I realize that like my level of OPSEC is both fine and like unavoidable. If I truly wanted to be like top OPSEC, I would just never play any of the minis. I probably just wouldn't play war games in general. I would probably just work on the minis, and I did for many years. I just worked on the minis, and I would just never play the game. But that was never by like a design. That was just a thing that happened. How you doing, Krua? Welcome. How's it going, everybody? Welcome. If you do not know me, I'm Halbernot the Mimic Elf, miniature painting VTuber of the Nurgle and Skaven variety, and I've had a fevered dream where I've created him. So yeah, so things are going good. How you doing, Green Trist? How you doing? Things are going good. This was a Gnarloak that I won from a tournament recently, and I'm deciding to bucket we ball crazy style. How you doing, Josephine? And how you doing, everyone? Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, true. Much like the Spirit Science guy, the Egyptian god told me that like you should totally put a gun on that tree. Yeah, he's originally I was going into the stream with the idea that I would just be building the the normal like vanilla. Like I was just going to build the terrain piece. And what's happening now is it seems more like I am going to be building a defiler with both of these as a separate thing. So, I'll talk more. Oh, I gotta get the more bossa nova too, right? Play on records. There we go. Okay. Up. Phone, stop. Stop. Ah. There we go. So it was a Turn Up 28 tournament. So it wasn't like a super sweaty competitive thing. It was just like an excuse to hang out, and we'd like just, you know, there was an entry fee that you got like a little bit of something for store credit, but that was just kind of for whatever's. I brought the swelling because I worked on the lads on stream. I worked on all those garlic lads that you've been seeing me paint over the last 2 weeks. Got to go. It was like pretty good overall. First round, so I was playing the first round was against the herd, which is the one that like they have like a unit of like little farm animals that whenever they step on dangerous terrain, if they succeed their dangerous terrain test, they actually become bigger. So you take your pigs and you like rush them around the battlefield and use them to generate like a gigantic pig swarm. But the problem is that my cult, the swelling, makes dangerous terrain extra dangerous. So he would just keep failing a lot, and then like the swelling eventually killed him. Like just all my guys just killed him because he could just never reach critical mass of pigs. The second game I got fucking obliterated. It was I was playing someone I think it like this keeps happening every time we do a tournament event. Someone's like, yo, I came from like 3 states away, and I'm like, holy shit, okay. And they were playing the version 17 of the tall man, and that's a cult that when it increases the chance you blunder, and every time you blunder they create like a unit of rabble, which are these like normally kind of dinky melee units, but you eventually spawn enough that they just fucking shred your shit. Oh, my tournament was yesterday, but otherwise, yeah, pretty close in time wise. Hell yeah! How'd yours go? And on the third game, I felt bad about the third game. I was playing a friend of mine, and due to like a series of real unfortunate rolls all around, I think I basically killed like half of his army on turn 1, and then basically the rest of his army by turn 3. It was like one of those that like I felt bad because the dice were just like, no, I'm sorry. Like there's for context, there's a model in the game called the Lump. And the Lump is a very cool, strong, tough unit that takes a while to get like murdered. But I ended up chasing his Lump into dangerous terrain where it ate shit and died. Yeah, yeah. It do be like that with Lump sometimes. Ooh, let me get this little bit, Lore Master, and I will definitely get your name on there, because by the way, everyone, if you were a dog, I guess. There we go. Puns. Oh yeah, Infinity's one of those games. It's being fun, but yeah, I got my ass beat last time I played that game. Once will never see it coming. Go ahead and fuck him. Alright, so we're gonna go to the Nanners Fan Club and check this shit out. Nanners Fan Club. It's the new season, baby! It's new season. I want to do like a better background. So like right now, this is a temporary spooky Halloween background. But yeah, it is now the new season of the official Nanners Fan Club. Everything has been reset. It is all going nuts. See, we're gonna see this stuff run. Yeah, everyone, thank you. Snakes are so good. Snakes are the best. I love Nanners. Nanners is doing good herself, by the way. She has just been big chillin'. Yeah, it's just like Nanners is not threatening us whatsoever. She's a stupid piece of furniture, and I love her dearly. She's very, very good. But yeah, Lore Master Sotek and Matthew, welcome to the freshman rank of the official Nanners Fan Club. However, I'm going to hit the funky update button, and you might be reaching new levels on there. Ooh, oh, hold on. Let's get horror loving in there too before I hit that magic button. Oh shit. Oh shit, he's popping off. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'll definitely at least put you in the senior rank. Let me know when you're done, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm just I don't know how far into claiming your presence you're going for. I think we're good. I think it's time. Oh, I got a bit of goop on one of the how about a little bit of flesh goop on. Gotta turn it to bed. There we go. Let's update that. Boop 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 boop. And with that, Horror Loving, you are now the president. Matthew, you are now the vice president. And Lore Master, you are now the treasurer of the official Nanners Fan Club. Congratulations, all of you, on your new ranks. Pachi, 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 pachi. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Ah, here we go. Yeah, no, some people. To be fair, I've been telling everyone in advance that like the Nanners fan club is going to be updating soon. So just hold tight, depending on how much you want to spend. Yeah, we can see the what's it called? The Mr. Dissolve putty is getting into the. Oh, I saw what happened. Okay, so I have 2 scenes. One of them is for filming, and one of them's for not. Is just like for like regular streaming. And I just saw all of you disappear, and I was like, oh no. Oh no, what did I do? Mr. Dissolve Putty is all. I've tried a lot of other Mr. Hobby products, but so far I think everything I've ever tried from them has been pretty solid. I think I need to get like oh, this is like halfway full, and I feel like this is gonna spend a lot of that. Oop. In there, mini down, chop tomate. There we go. Chat is refreshed. Oh shit. Oh, Manidal's going for it. Manidal's going for something. Oh shit. Oh fuck. All right, let me get you on the Nanners fan club. You're doing a monster. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. I always know that like when I reopen the Nanners fan club, it's going to be a bit of a chaotic rush as people begin to claim their various ranks. So let's do. Boop 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 boop. All right, Minidale, you are now the vice president of Official Nanners Fan Club, and sorry, Matthew, you have been demoted to treasurer. That's still a good role, though. You know, treasurer's unfortunately got to do a lot of work. VPs don't got to do shit. It's very nice. Being a VP is fucking great. Oh, heavens to Betsy! Look at the time. Treasurer, yeah, the treasurer has to count. Beautiful. All right, so it is the usual wrap-up time for the week, and get the bull, get the lag, get you. I'm hoping maybe tomorrow, like I could get him. Hopefully I can get him in the state that I can start painting him during the week. Maybe I can get him ready for at least by Thursday's mini paint. That would be great. I also might replace these with just regular ass spikes. I don't know. I got some options. But yeah, let's go to the chatting screen. Wait, no, fuck. Hey, there's some turnip rules, I guess. There we go. All right, thanks for coming. How you doing, the s'more? You doing? How you doing? Unfortunately, I do be wrapping up for tonight. But yeah, thanks for coming, everyone. I had a ton of fun. Schedule-wise. Basically, this is last week's schedule. Assume that there's going to be a repeat. Ideally, I'll try to get this Defiler lad maybe ready by Thursday. I would love for that to happen. Tuesday, I'm going to be doing more of the Centaurian for Horse Heresy. Saturday, the plan is to do Alice Madness Returns. So we're going to go more Alice if you wanted Alice in your life. And Sunday, it's weird. I keep running out of like what do I want to do? What mini do I want to paint up? I don't know. That one's still kind of up in the air. We'll find out. Yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. Everyone on the YouTube side, I'm gonna cut you nerds loose. So take it easy. So night, YouTube people. Good night. And let me see who is on.